All right, hi everybody. It's a little late, but I just want to come on just for a few minutes to make a little announcement and just talk for a few minutes. So it is 12:12 a.m., 3rd of March, 2026, and hopefully tomorrow the last day of some winter weather here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So we know Payoff Pitch coming out in April. Everybody's really excited about that. Out of the Park Baseball 27 releasing on March 10th and for so-called early access. If you buy it directly from the developers, if you pre-order it on Steam, you will get a 10% discount. But if you order from the developers, you'll be able to play it. You'll have access to the final beta of Out of the Park 27. You'll be able to play that on March 10th. If you buy it on Steam, which I'm going to do, you'll it'll be available March 13th. Again, with that 10% discount. But I've always said Out of the Park Baseball is a steal at its $49.95 full price. What else is happening? Apparently, in the works, there's a overhaul, a redux, if you will, of of Dombrov baseball. So looking forward to that. Everybody's been excitedly playing the next edition or the newest edition of Action PC Baseball, which came out in December with manual entry and legacy mode. Been having Everybody's been having a lot of fun with that. Pocket Pennant Run. I know there's going to be an update coming for that soon, but again, significant update that just happened just recently in that game, and of course updates with the accompanying baseball commissioner, the Baseball HQ app created by Paul Fay, which of course you can play with any baseball game. Hey, Aaron from Torquay, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Um, but there's another reason why, and I've just got StratMax up there as a as just for something on the screen. I'm not going to play a game. It's kind of late, so I'm not going to do a game. But I just wanted to fire something up. Uh, So, as you guys know, we have a few baseball games right now that are available for free in the McGreevy Discord. So, specifically, Old Time Baseball. Glad you're doing well, Erin. Old Time Baseball, Pearson Baseball, and Strategy Baseball. I know a lot of people were really liking Strategy Baseball. And I'd mentioned to you that I had actually heard from the creator. He goes by the name of Crash Davis. So, you guys, baseball fans, you should know what that name is. Well. He's going to be coming on for a broadcast, hopefully sometime this week. We're going to work out the time with him. He's the developer, the creator of Strategy Baseball. And he and I just were on. Yeah, Strategy Baseball is very good. Well, hold on to your hat, buddy, because let me tell you why I'm on here. So Crash and I were just on a we'll call it a Zoom call, right? So in EVM, you can actually talk to people like you would on Zoom without going live. So we started talking at 9 o'clock and literally just hung up like about 5 minutes ago. So a little over 3 hours. What a great guy! What a great guy! Talking baseball, the whole thing. There's Samuel Smith. He says, "Good evening. MLB The Show comes out on the 13th. It will include college teams. Still no PC edition. I know, Sammy. You know what? There's never going to be a PC edition of that, and I think San Diego Studios have they're suffering cranial rectal inversion by not doing it. Um, Release that to the PC community, and all of a sudden that game just blows up. But they're making lots of money. I guess just do it on PS5 or on PlayStation 4 and 5. I would like to see them just at this point now. I'm not going to buy 26. I've looked at it, and while it includes college teams, that's not enough to draw me in. I'm just going to stay with the editions that I have. Latest edition I have of that game is 24. I don't think ever bought 25, but I mostly like Legends. I play in MLB The Show 22 for right now, but it's coming out. Hey, so Bernie, how you doing? So let me get back to why I'm on here for a few minutes. It has nothing to do with Strat Max at all. So again, just spent about 3 hours and 10 minutes talking to Crash Davis, the developer of Strategy Baseball, and um, what I got to see and play with. And I'm not going to show it on the channel until he's here, and it won't. It's this is he's thinking about going commercial with this. I'm urging him to please go commercial with it. Is the newest version of Strategy Baseball, and it's incredible. It is incredible. Um, so we're gonna have him on. When would the so Stratomatic PC? I don't know, Adam, because I don't play Strat PC. This is Strat Max. I don't. Oh my God! Don't get me started on Strat PC. Oof. I never knew they discounted that game. To be honest with you, I've told the story many times in this channel why I don't play that game. Um, and I will never play that game. Strat PC. Strat Max is a phenomenal product. But let's get back to strategy baseball. Not only has he done enhancements of this game, guys, he has made significant additions to the game. And oh man, I can't, no spoilers. It's doing some things. Strategy baseball, the newest edition, that no other baseball game does, which is really cool. There's this really neat mechanism that strategy baseball does, and but we're gonna wait and have Crash talk about it. But I'll tell you what, it looks beautiful. The opening screen, I was just like, whoa. Um, and so we're gonna have him on to talk about it. He hasn't decided yet whether he wants to sell the game. I think that he should. I know there's a lot more work he wants to do with it. But it does it's like a whole new level. And I know a lot of people downloaded the original strategy baseball and really liked the game. It's pretty astounding that the changes that he's made, not only cosmetically but a lot of things. Now, so Duke, I will have a firm date in mind once I can. I want to try to work around his schedule, but we're going to be have him on, talk some baseball, whatever, and then if he decides, hey, yeah, let's show off the game. I really, really want to show you guys this game. It looks great. Looks great. Hopefully, Dombrov will be as good as the new strategy baseball. Uh, I'm hoping. So again, I wish Richard would come on here because I get the sense that he thinks I'm knocking his game. Actually, what happened? So I don't know, Samuel. If you're in touch with Richard, you can tell him this too. I couldn't find my original setup file for Dombrov Baseball, so I actually bought it again this year. I actually just bought it because I lost the original email with the download link and everything. So I think that highly of Dombrov Baseball. It's just the interface is like, ugh. It's a great game. If he just overhauls just the user interface, clean it up again, and everything like that. I love the game, so I'm hoping. So strategy baseball, we're gonna have Crash on here to talk about it, about some of his design decisions, what he's done with the game. I think you guys are really gonna like it. The game is super easy to navigate. It's got a really clean, just excellent user interface. The look is completely different now in a lot of ways. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really excited about it. And I can't wait to show you guys. Now, if he decides, and I hope he does, so you're going to get the beta pretty soon. He sounded open to your suggestions. Good. Um, because it's a game, Dombrov Baseball is a game that I want to do more on the channel, but every time I've tried, people are just, ah. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a really good game underneath there. But if you can't get people past your splash screen, it's hard. So I cannot. I promise, Crash. I'm not going to show anything about this game until he's on here. So, but it's so the original version of Strategy Baseball was a freeware game, and I never understood why it was freeware. Even at the time, I'm like, why is this guy giving this game away? But okay, I'll download it and play it. The new one looks really good. There were some complaints about the crowd, even the crowd sounds. He's redone that. He's just There are things that he's added in the game that I don't want to spoil. And I'm telling you guys that right now, if he were to offer the game, even where it is right now in this 2026, and I got to, well, I actually have it on here, but it's nobody's going to see it unless he's here. It's the 2026 beta, and this is just a beta version, and it plays beautifully, beautifully. The additions are great. Working with ballparks is a breeze in this game now. Just incredible. The in-game things, there's a mechanism in there. Again, I can't tell you what it is, but it's super super cool, and really kind of shakes things up in a fun way. So when we have him on here, but there's one caveat, but it's not a caveat. I really this game, if he's not sure whether he wants to sell it yet, but if he does down the road, whenever that is, and he's cool with the older version being up there and being available for free. He's totally cool with that. But if he does decide to sell the new one, that at that point I'm going to take the freeware one off of the McGreevy Discord. That'll go away. Um, but that being said, we were discussing some certain things about possibly he could put out a demo of the game so that people could give it a try once he gets it in the state where he wants it to be. But I make a promise to somebody, I'm going to keep it. And as much as I'd love to just show you guys the splash screen, even I think I would be doing that's breaking a promise. So I'm asking you guys to hang in there. Hopefully we're going to have him on this weekend. And Bernie, if I know if we can figure out a time, I'd love so it's not going to be like a diamonds and dice thing, but Bernie, I'd love to have you on sort of as we're both equal hosts or whatever, and talk to Crash. Really nice guy. And this guy is a serious hardcore baseball fan. Really good, affable personality, friendly guy. Um, and I think you guys will really enjoy it, and just to get a little bit of a sense of the process of what it takes to code a baseball sim. It's not easy to do. I know that Bernie's done one in AI and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, the work that he's put into. So Bernie, if we can work it in earlier in the evening. So for Crash and I, it's fine. We're both on the East Coast, so it would be maybe if we can get you at around 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock our time. Love to have you on as well to because you're with your experience with baseball sims, and we're partners in crime anyhow, dude. Right? So I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys about that. Um, because the freeware version, the old game, which I think is 11 years old now or 10 years old or something like that, got a pretty good reception. Um, I was really just absolutely engaged with the additions to the game now. So much, it's just so much more refined looking, and just the way it plays out. um and just the additions are super cool. Even some of the small additions are like, wow, this is neat, this is really really cool. So I hope you guys will join us. I'll keep you posted when this is going to happen, because certainly I got to let Bernie know too, because I'd like to have him on along with us, and be talking to Crash Davis and talking baseball and strategy baseball, and just all that kind of good stuff. And if he feels comfortable saying, "Hey, yeah, let's fire up the game and whatever," so I can show people around, that's what we'll do. Because you know, nothing better than having a developer, um, you know, on your, to talk about that process and talk about design decisions and things like that. And this is really it's a really excellent baseball game. What was that old commercial? You come a long way, baby, right? Virginia Slims. Well, it has. Not that I felt it was a bad game before. It wasn't. There were some UI issues with colors and things like that. But he's made some excellent design decisions, and some great gameplay enhancements and additions. And if this game right now, if he were to sell it right now, I would buy it. And I'm picky about the baseball sims that I buy. This is one that I would buy, no hesitation. I would just say, take my money. It's really that good. So yeah, strategy baseball is similar. In fact, Crash worked on Pure Sim Baseball. Um, but again, we'll whatever he feels like talking about with that is really cool. So yeah, and so strategy baseball is similar. It is similar. When you see it now, it's taken on its own identity. I mean, you still going to have that if you're comfortable around Pure Sim and all that, you still are going to have that, which is nice. So it's not like, okay, now it's turned into this completely different engine. But the presentation is just great, and I got to look at the manual. So in the old version, every time I tried to hit the manual, the game would crash. Season availability. Every season in baseball from 1903 onwards comes with the game. So yeah, this is one of those games you don't have to buy a season for. You can do draft. You can do like a draft leagues in this game. You can play fictional players, which I don't. And of course, you can just pick any two teams in history and play them against one another. You can't do a Michael McGreevy league in it, but you know, so what? But yeah, so you're not going to have to buy seasons for the game. They just come with them. Um, I really like what he's done with it. And I don't know. It's just, however this happened, was it because we made this available or what? JT doing well, yeah, man. I hope you're doing well too. Um, I'm just like so stoked about this strategy baseball, and so I was on there with him. Uh, yeah, so like I said, for like 3 hours and 10 minutes or something. It's like every 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm going to do the hard sell here. You really should think about doing this commercially. Um, I think it's a game that serious baseball fans would love to have. Um, and yeah, so hopefully we'll do that up this weekend. Have him on. I'm thinking Sunday probably is going to be a better time. I'm not sure. I'll go either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure which. I don't know what I've got going on this weekend, and also I've got to go with what's going to work with Crash. So get you guys fired up here a little bit. I don't know that he's going to, if he decides to go commercial, don't even know if that's going to be this year. But he did ask me, he said, well, what would you think if I, maybe created, if I decided to do this, if I did a demo where you're limited to one season? And I said, I think that'd be a great idea. Let guys at least get to know, just to move around, how the game works, things like that. And again, if you've already been playing strategy baseball, you're going to feel comfortable with this new version, but I think you're going to like what you see and what you hear. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Just played another game of Out of the Park 27 today, and it plays so beautifully. And it was funny because if you guys see on YouTube on the road to release, they're talking something about the graphic enhancements. And so after, I'm like, yeah, let me play a game because maybe I didn't. And so a patch had dropped today for that. And boy, the players look really cool. Like the texturing on the clothes now and everything. And Out of the Park 27 weather systems are pretty awesome, and it's rolling along. I'm calling this the Stathead release, in Out of the Park 27. But I like it. I really like what's coming up with that. Payoff Pitch. I'm so chuffed for that one. Who isn't? Who is not excited for Payoff Pitch coming to PC? That's going to be incredible. So that's insta buy for me. So JTC is going to be out of town this weekend, but you'll catch the video for sure. Sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean it's a nice opportunity to have somebody who, again, I didn't even know what happened to Crash. Man, I used to go to, I was very active when in his forums. And I was asking questions, things like that, and whatever. And one day I went there about 10 years ago or 8 years, whatever it was, and everything was like in Chinese. I'm like, what happened? Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking, well, okay, he's done with it, and that's it, and play the game and made it available and all that kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, I get this message in the Out of the Park forums, and he actually private messaged me in the Out of the Park forums. He says, "Hey, this is Crash Davis. I'm the dude, blah blah blah, and here's my email. Write me." So the guy gives me his email. I'm like, okay, this could be legit. I emailed him. I said, "Hey, blah blah blah." He said, "Yeah." And then he's like, and just went on from there. I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So, yeah, we just spent the whole evening talking. It was just great. Hey, D Scott, how you doing? How you doing? And so, if you remember correctly, there was some sort of dispute between the creators. So no, so it wasn't that. No, so there were people that were making some accusations about things, but no, it wasn't that at all actually. Um, because um, Crash was actually part of the Pure Sim team. He was brought on, and he'll talk about this a little bit, I'm guessing. He brought in, was to shore up and streamline and or optimize or whatever the historical aspect of it. So, because I remember buying the first Pure Sim baseball, and I'm like, yeah, it has potential, but then it was around version 3, I think. So he wasn't there from the beginning of Pure Sim baseball. But yeah, so good stuff. But that we'll leave him up to that. But there was not. In fact, he speaks very highly of the co-creator. Yeah, he's of Sean Sullivan. Now, again, I've told you guys a couple times there's somebody who claims to be Sean Sullivan that he's going to be coming out with a new game. Well, been hearing that we've been hearing that since 2016. I've heard all kinds of things. He joined the Foreign Legion, this, that, the other thing. So but I did reinstall Pure Sim tonight, so we will be doing some Pure Sim games again too on here. Still getting everything done. But I got to tell you, man, strategy baseball looks really, really cool. I really like it. I mean, I've always liked it, but it's yeah, good game. It's a good game. Good game. And so I'm just really curious, and it's going to be fun to see payoff pitch on Steam, because there's only two baseball. What there's more than two baseball games. I mean, there's Super Mega Baseball and a bunch of other stuff. But as far as text-based baseball sims, there's only two on Steam, and that's Out of the Park Baseball and Digital Diamond. So, and both of those games come with every season. So I'm assuming Payoff Pitch is not going to be like that. So I'm just wondering how selling a season, how selling seasons is going to work over Steam. It's going to be interesting. But I think it's a great decision for them to go on Steam. Why not? I mean, I know none of the other baseball games are doing it, which I think is probably a mistake. Why not? Why not? I mean, why not do it? Digital Diamond has done pretty well. And Out of the Park Baseball has done, incredibly well on Steam. There's new strategy. So you're talking about announcers. So that's still the purview of Baseball for Windows. Does it use the Microsoft narrator? Yes, it does. So um, so that's that. Um, so yeah, they have a Discord. I'm not a member of the Discord. So but I can't. And actually, he had a lot of praise for Action PC's chalkboard animations and stuff like that. The way the game presents is differently. It's not like Action P. It's very different than Action PC Baseball. I will say the ball animation looks really great. The ball animation looks real nice. But you guys are just gonna have to see. I think it's a good. It's you got to be. It's a serious baseball sim. I don't know in the Discord. I've never been there. I didn't even know until you guys told me. And I didn't ask Crash about, hey, do you have a Discord, whatever. Um, but really, really good game. And if it'll be my one and only chance to show it to you guys when he's on here, then that's good. So there it is. Okay, nice. Um, I'll check it out, definitely. But I think you guys, it's just really, really fun, and it'll be just good to have him talk baseball. He's a Cincinnati Reds fan. So I was joking with him. I said, "I'm not supposed to like you, man. I'm a Pirates fan." So, but we both agree that we're going to trash talk Milwaukee, so that was all right. Um, but yeah, just a good guy, and you can tell like he's very, very I mean, it's like anything. You're creating a game, you're creating a piece of music or whatever. I mean, that's his baby, and he's very exacting on what he wants. And it was interesting just going through the process, him talking about some of the processes. JT Dutch says Reds fan. Oh well, nobody's perfect. Oh man. So, well, they just tried no channels yet. Okay, so he must be just getting that set up then. So that's all good. It's all good. But again, I think you guys just enjoy just whatever. Maybe we open it up as a little chin wag. However, whatever wherever he's feels comfortable with it. But tell you what, it was 3 hours that just went by like, geez, when that happens, man, it's like, wow, I've only been talking to this dude for what, 3 hours? I thought it was only like 30 minutes, and it really was just going to have just a quick, hey, what do you want to talk about if you come on? And I got so lost in the game, he had to remind me. By the way, do you think we should still do that? I'm like, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yes, of course. So I will keep everybody posted with that. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep it on with all the other stuff that we're doing. I'm thinking about doing a game of old time baseball sometime this week, just because I love that game, and why not? We'll pick a couple teams, fix up the managers and that, and listen to Mel Allen call a game. Haven't done a APA PC baseball game in ages, so okay. Without spoilers, the user interface is cleaner. The ballparks are crisper. Um, he gave me. I'll let him give you. He gave me a really cool tip about foul balls, because remember how foul balls looked weird. He gave me a great tip on foul balls and how to fix that. But he'll talk about that too. It's super super easy to do. So yeah, stadiums look great. Um, very easy to work with. Showed me some cool things that I really didn't know you could do with ballparks. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you guys this much. Setting up ballparks, so we know what that's like in action PC baseball when you're dragging everything around, and it can kind of sometimes be a little bit squiffy, right? Which, I mean, it's fine, but sometimes you're like, I'm kind of anal about it. It's like, okay, I really want that left-handed batter and right-handed batter to match up, or right. It's super simple. Wherever you drag the field positions is where they'll go. Super intuitive, super responsive, really nice. You can go in and do all kinds of things with ballparks as far as dimensions, things like that. Um, if you're if you're a masochist, you could probably even design your own ballpark. You could design your own ballpark, but as he said, it's not an easy process. But thankfully, it comes with a ton of ballparks. And yes, you could use Mike Silva's ballparks in this game, by the way, too. So there, that should, I know, because I know that question is inevitably going to come up. Can I use Mike Silva's ballparks? Yes, you can. The pictures, obviously not the 3D models. The original strategy baseball was a fine game. It definitely had some room for improvement. There has been improvement made, and again, it's still in a stage where it's not where I know he's not ready to release it yet. But you're going to see the difference. And yeah, it was a fine game. So it's a lot more readable. If you guys remember, it had like the yellow text on that light solid blue, and it looks different now. It looks different. The blue's still there, but it's in a different way. But it's so nice. It's so nice. But I think that it's still in development. So guys, do please remember that it is still in development. Um, but it's definitely something that I think should be a baseball sim out there for people to buy. I'll tell you what, I've been saying that Clay Dressloff needs to retire Baseball Mogul, and he does. I think that it has a nice interface in that, but that game's really, and he's selling that thing every year. I guess he hasn't sent me email about it. So I guess I've fallen out of grace with him, but I'm still going to buy it this year just to support and whatever. All right, Bernie, sleep well, my friend. I know it's 9:41 for you. I've got to be going to sleep soon too. Tomorrow's my Monday, but I got a few more minutes to talk to you guys. Um, I don't know. I'm really picky about, again, about the baseball sims that I buy, and I let Appa go. I stopped that subscription just because I that game's not ready for Beatles prime time. At least for me, there's just too much that has to be. This game, which is funny, Strat Max was the one at the beginning when I was subscribing to both. I'm like, well, I'm definitely going to keep Appa Go, and there was bias there because I've played more Appa than Strat, and I said Strat Max I'll keep for a while. Well, as it turns out, um, I love this game. I love Strat Max. This is such a great game. So there's always room for an excellent baseball game, and I know a lot of people. They're like, Beatles is going off about Pocket Pennant Run. It's a really good baseball game. It's got a lot of room, a lot of growth to do yet. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But you know, I believe in smaller developers big time. One time Out of the Park Baseball was one dude. This German guy sitting over there is like, I like baseball. I'm going to make a game, and now um, it's the most played digital baseball sim out there. I mean, and I'm talking about Out of the Park Baseball. And 2 years later, Action PC Baseball comes out, and we have such a niche hobby. Yet people are still looking forward to new games and to pay off. Again, we're talking about Payoff Pitch coming out. I'm really excited to see what Richard is going to do with Dombrov Baseball because I really want to do that game more on the channel. But when people run away and say, I can't look at it, it's kind of hard to do at that point. But it's a brilliant baseball game. And if he fixes the user interface, he's got a real winner there. He's got a real winner there. But I just wanted. I'm kind of creating a little bit of, hopefully, creating a little bit of excitement because, if anything, it's going to be a chance to talk for you guys, ask some questions, and I know you guys are all super cool. Just ask some questions if you want of Crash, but you're just going through and showing you what's familiar, what's new, what's fun, what's possible, and it's really really nice. And again, I had a blast with just talking to him, and we're trading back for baseball trivia and stuff like this. I mean, this guy knows his baseball. Um, and there's a neat little, no, it's not little, there's a pretty significant addition to the game that as a content creator, I can't wait. Hey Paul, how you doing? There's Paul. Great to see you, man. I in fact I was showing Crash your Baseball HQ program, and he thought it was really really cool. He said, wow, he did a lot of work on that. I said, yeah, he did. So there's a game dev that really really likes your Baseball HQ app. In fact, Paul, I knew that a question you would ask: can this game export CSV? Oh, thank you for everything you do. Thank everybody in here, buddy. So I asked him. I said, "There's going to be one guy." Yeah, I know you got it. Yes, you did, didn't you? The WIC. I knew you would get it. Um, so I asked him if the game can export data in CSV format and that's where we got into the Baseball HQ app. I said because if we do our Q&A, I said there's going to be a guy that's going to ask you this question, and so he said it doesn't right now, but he's going to look into it. And then I said, well, let me show you why I asked. So your wife got it. Your wife's awesome, man. She's such a wonderful person. See that? Oh my goodness gracious! But yet she hooked up with you. I don't know. I don't know, Paul. What is this world coming to? Um, but um, but he was very impressed with Baseball HQ. Um, yeah. So there you go, guys. I think it'll be. Well, it's going to be fun. hopefully folks can make some time and show up and just kind of hang out. It'll be a sort of chin wag. It can export, but it needs two things. So, if you're talking about the old strat, so I'm talking about like this is the new one we're going to be maybe showing this weekend. Solitaire play and but needs an export CSV. So, what you have what? Are you talking about the freeware strategy baseball that we've had available? Is that the game you're talking about, Paul? Oh, Apago. Bah. Yeah, I let that go, man. I just it's nowhere near as good as baseball for Windows. Apago is very disappointing right now. I think it's got potential, but this bad boy here, Strat Max, is I've really kind of fallen in deep like with this with Baseball Max. So it stays. Hey, Mark, how you doing, man? Or one of them are. I don't. Well, now because we're going at, and since this is a communal project, I'm guessing I'm talking to Mark. But he says he's up late because just got home from play rehearsal night. Oh, Tech Week. That's always. I know. That's fun. Super intense. Coming down from the buzzer performance. Baseball Max needs those. Yes, absolutely. Yep, it does. It does need that. Baseball Max. The other thing I think it needs for the hardcore guys is it needs manual dice entry. Yep. So why oh why no solitaire? Yeah. So um it's growing. It's great. I mean, I love this game. I do love Baseball Max. So, but Mark, do I know about Tech Week? Oh my God, yes. Oh, tech rehearsals are brutal, man. I don't have to tell you, but any of you who's never done live theater, um, Tech Week is man. You do tech rehearsal, just plan. You're going to be there like late. You're going to be there long, and you're going to be having to run over scenes because the light guys got to get. Wait, this gel doesn't work. Wait, this doesn't look right. Tech rehearsal that to me measures the true mettle of a theater actor is our tech rehearsals. Yikes! Oh man, left Dynasty because of that. They removed it years ago. Apago, wrong fielders. Yep, saw that. Had an hour and a half conversation with John Hurston today about the documentary. Cool. So, John has something very special as far as baseball for Windows goes, and of course the Cars and Dice game. I'm hoping that he will see that Apago needs to surpass baseball for Windows, and it just doesn't. Paul, if you say you're sorry one more time for interrupting my chat, right? I'm going to tell them about that time in Vienna. Okay, there is no such thing as interrupting my chat. This is our family. This is all of us, a family. All right. I'm just the only one on the mic right now. You're not interrupting. Yeah, he seems like a really good guy. I've watched some interviews with John Hurston, so you guys all know that he is the man at APA. And he gives a damn about his he does give a damn about his community and the product. Um, it's just an interesting thing because I know that they want Apago, or he wants Apago to be kind of the hub of the Apple world. But at this moment, at least in my opinion, for what that's worth, that and $7 will get you a latte somewhere, I suppose. Baseball for Windows is just better in every way than Apago, and that's even removing the Ernie Harwell components. I find Apago to be terribly limiting. I find that this game just there's a few things StratMax doesn't do that I wish it does. Like I don't want to have to look at a player's card if I don't remember if he's a good enough runner. So they could just simply color code, just like Pocket Pennant Run does. Is this guy? I mean, because at least Apago will tell me fast runner, average runner, slow runner, right? This game doesn't tell me that. And if I'm playing with a franchise that I'm not terribly familiar with, or against a franchise I'm not familiar with, or a particular year, if I don't know that player, I want to know, okay, is he going to try to do a hit and run on me? I don't want to be caught unawares if this happens. But Apigo needs a lot of work. I have to be honest, man. I really have to be honest. Appreciate the help with changing the league logo. Yes. So do I. And JT, I didn't. I mean, Paul's such a good guy. I didn't realize he was going to do that. And I'm checking, and he's like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "Damn, there's the answer." So um, I feel like a total dunce because I should have realized when I looked at that URL. It's like, oh, okay, it's just an image hosting program. You just got to host your images somewhere. But Paul done it up right as always. I've got another video that he did that I'll show you guys, but he picks on me a lot in the other video. But he does offer some great substantive information. So I'll be sharing that video too for getting around talking about project management and all those kinds of things. And that video was born out of the fact that I was really tired one night when he was trying to run me through that, and I was exhausted. But now I've got a much better handle on it. So can't share everything we talked about, but I can say he really cares about the hobby and Appa's place in the hobby. I think I understand that, Mark, and I wouldn't ask you to. I'm glad that he does, and I do get that sense about John Herson. And I know Ken Castro has said some very good things about him too. And Ken, longtime Appa stalwart. Um, I wish John would revisit and just understand that baseball for Windows. I mean, there have been a long, long time, Mark, on this channel where I'd be doing baseball for Windows, and guys would come on and say, "Oh my God, I remember this game. Geez, too bad it's not available anymore." And it's like, yeah, it is. It's never not been available. And Mr. Herson, all due respect, didn't do a great job marketing that game. It's still around, right? And you can go download it right now. And he has been listening to his digital fans, digital players like myself. Please make the ballparks as downloadable rather than having us order one on a CD. And now everything is all the ballparks available for Appa are downloadable. So yeah, great guy, great guy. I just don't want to see him giving up on baseball for Windows. It's a great product, and maybe he could look into down the road at some point. You don't have to use an actual real baseball announcer, but with AI right now, with just some voice snippets, you could create something that would just pick up and just have a great sounding voice, pick up where Ernie Harwell left off. Because the one thing that's keeping me from buying anything after 1997 for baseball for Windows is the Harwell announcer will just say the first initial of the player's last name. And hindsight being 2020, I wish they would have just said, "Oh, hard ground ball to the first baseman," because you can see on the screen who that first baseman is. So that's a little jarring. It takes me out of that vibe. So he's very aware of that, and he brought it up when we talked about it. Okay, that's cool. I feel that somehow that game is sort of being relegated to almost oblivion because of APAGO. And baseball for Windows for me is it does everything APAGO does, and it does it better. The only thing you can't do in baseball for Windows is roll the dice. But other than that, it's that master game. It's got deeper management to it. I can create and do what I want in baseball for Windows. And baseball for Windows is a very strong community, as you know, my friend. So, um, but good stuff, and that's so cool that you got a chance to talk to John Herson. He's a guy I would love to talk to and just say, John, yeah, I'd love to just hear just about your experiences doing this. When you bought Appa and all these kinds of things, and maybe shed light. What's that? He's clearly plugged into the hobby. Cool. Oh yeah, I mean, I do get that. I do get that sense again just from watching interviews with him that he is, and that's good. That is really really good. I'm hoping that they can do some more, get a little bit aggressive, like they're might as well use it. They are kind of, at least in the gaming community, kind of. There's Strat and there's Appa, and Strat's been very good at marketing. Um, you know, whoever the dude was, but like what it's like all over YouTube. Strat opening day, and it was just a video of a bunch of dudes standing in the rain up there at wherever that is in upstate New York or whatever. But just smart stuff, smart stuff. So, but I'm going to revisit Apigo from time to time, and when I think it's where this one is, that I'm going to subscribe to it again. But right now, my thought is this: why would I? I'm not going to subscribe to a game in which I also already have that's better. We can move on to StratMax. Yeah, it's right here. I mean, I just have it up here for something to look at. My main thing was just come on to let you guys know that we're going to have a little tete-a-tete about a possible new strategy baseball. So, Mark, have you played StratMax very much? Let's start with that. I really like it. I really like it. Um, it's all right here. It's nice and self-contained. The Strat guys seem to really, really like it. Um, Even Tim, right? Tribe fan, Clee baseball fan. This guy, he doesn't like he doesn't buy. He subscribes to Baseball Max, and to me that was and so the test he did one night. He said, "All right, let's see if it's got everything in it." He said, "Can you bring up 1972?" And I did. And he said, "Let me get Roberto Clemente's physical card." And he's comparing it to. He said, "Yep." He said, "Now," he said, "This is this. It's the whole thing. It's the whole package." And so I know that Strat players for many years have been really kind of frustrated that not all the seasons are available in print format. So at least in here, even though you can't roll your own dice yet, and this has um, all of Major League Baseball history included with it. You don't have to buy anything else, and it's all in the subscription fee, just like Apigo, just like Apigo. To play with us in the channel, is there an email address? Yeah. So Mark, are you in our Discord? If not, I'll figure out a way to get in touch with you to do that rather than I'm a little bit leery about putting the my email address like right here in a chat on YouTube. Okay. I will we will work that out. Maybe we'll get you on the Discord just enough that we can private message, and thank you for that. I'm really I think it's going to be a blast, and I'm really very flattered that you asked. Oh, so that's the game of the week? Is that, or the game of the day, I should say? Is that who it is? Now did they changed it? Did they change it? Wow, yeah, okay. So I guess we don't have the new one yet. So whatever that is. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. All right. Yeah, it's a good game. Good game, Strat Max. So play any two teams in baseball history. So we'll just leave the designated hitter on. I don't care. Yeah, it's really really cool. So zoop, back to 1871, baby, National Association. And I am going to do a game some night on here when Ken Castro's on. I've never seen anybody do Strat 19th century. I want to see how that plays. I have no idea how that's even going to work, but I think that'll be a lot of fun. You can, of course, do season replays in this game. You can play all the All Star games, create tournaments. The tournaments are neat in this draft league, of course. Not like a McGreevy draft league, but it's a draft league within a single season. And when you're in game, Mark, what's really nice about this game is if you're looking at a player's card, you can see all his cards for his entire career, which is really cool. I really really like that too. So, Strat, you're doing a really good job. You're doing a really good job. Um, Apigo has some promise, but it's got a little more way to go than this one, I think. And I ain't rich. I ain't a rich man. I'm a poor man. So, anyhow, enough of that. Enough of that. So, trying to find ways to just get more. I always feel that like I'm giving on this on our little space here, the cards and dice players a bit, and I don't mean to give them short shrift. It's just that I'm not really playing a lot of cards and dice. And so that's why I'm really glad that there's, a lot of people doing it. But that's why I always encourage and continually will encourage people, talk about your own projects. What are you doing? So you have a meeting set up to talk to Adam Richman. Oh, okay, cool. About Stratton documentary as well. That's going to be really, really nice. That this documentary is going to be something really special. Got to see a little bit of. So Mark had up on the Basement Box Score site, really, really nice graphic about the documentary. So you guys go subscribe if you haven't, and answer the polls and stuff like that. And they're already engaging people, and they're not even open yet. Like you can subscribe right now, but they're not open for business yet. It's gonna be something really special. It's a collaborative project, and so bringing all those different personalities into it is going to be a lot of fun. And all of the people involved in this project, in this new YouTube channel coming up, these are serious, serious fans. So going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that, and looking forward to all kinds of things. So good stuff. Good stuff all around. I hope everybody has had a good Monday. Um, and over there, Paul, you're having a good, I guess, Tuesday. It's Tuesday here now, too, but to me, it's still Monday because it's dark. I hope everybody had a good day. Hope you had a chance to play some baseball, watch some spring training baseball. So Mark says, we're doing our best to explain to the game developers that it's not about promoting one game over another. It's about the humanity of the hobby. And that is what is really attracting me to the documentary, because it at the heart of it, we're all people that have come together with a love, with a passion for simulating. Again, my focus is always baseball, but in fact, even in your poll, baseball was the clear winner. But I mean that we're to simulate, if you will, but it is that kind of human connection, and that is so great about it, and making that tie in together. Mark, I know it's going to be something special. JT, thank you for coming in. Yeah, let's JT, we got to get on some night again and do one of our marathon uh talks that you and I do, man. I love listening to you, and holding forth. And you had to pick another baseball player. We're about ready for another Vern Stevens. You're Before you go, well, you probably already have. But it was shortly before Bill Mazeroski went to the Great Diamond in the Sky. JT was putting forth on the greatness of Bill Mazeroski, and that was wonderful. JT, in a broadcast some years ago, came on, and we were just talking, and whatever it was where he was typing, and gave me a good education on the great Vern Stevens. So looking forward to having you back on here again, JT. And Mark, would love to have you on some night as well to talk about your documentary, whatever you want to talk about, man, because we are a community. Talking to Jim Trunzo this week, who really loves the idea. He's the guy who created Title About Boxing. Can't wait to speak with him. That's a great game. I've seen our Red Sox fan play that game, and it's really cool. I like boxing. I don't follow it, but I like boxing, so that will be fun to watch too. As I almost bought Title About Boxing, but I'm like, okay, get real. I'm gonna play like, I'd be playing like most of the heavyweights that I know, and I know like a couple middleweights here and there, but that's it. So I just love when I can catch our Red Sox fan doing a boxing match, whether it's Glory Days Boxing, which I don't know if you guys are thinking about talking to Anthony, creator of Glory Days Boxing, but Anthony is such a gentleman, such a good guy. Well, thank you, man. Mark, love to have you on some night, man. Looking forward to it. You can promote the channel that you guys have. I love when people do that. I always, when Robert comes on here, I'm like, okay, Robert, what do you got coming up on your channel? I do truly believe in the community aspect, that we are people here with a shared love of what we do. And so I'm not in, I don't like well, this guy has 3,000 subscribers. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. We all love this hobby. I think we're all a little bit crazy. I still often wonder what somebody like a significant other would be looking at us feverishly rolling the dice or clicking the mouse, or the fast action cards, and we're whooping or we're cursing at the screen or at the table, and they gotta wonder just what the hell we're doing, right? It's beautiful. Yeah, anything that supports the hobby is a good thing, absolutely. And it's a great hobby. And I mean, there's a lot worse things that we could be doing with our money, certainly, and with our time. And it's great. It's great. And what an adjunct it is to learning. I look at it that way, with baseball and its phenomenal history. And I'm sure even John Thorne learned something new about baseball. And he's the official historian of the game. Even he doesn't know it all. And learning something new all the time, and how this hobby helps as an adjunct to the great documentaries that are out there, to the great books, and of course the fantastic websites. What an age we live in, not only for baseball sims, but for baseball information. You know, it's there's never been a better time to be a fan of the history of this great game. With that said, gents, wait. So Mark says, I don't think that's where the crazy comes from. He says the crazy comes from the anger and loneliness of some people in the hobby. Well, so much so that, of course, a great novel written about it, right? Universal Baseball Association, J. Henry Waugh, proprietor, by Robert Coover. Um, there is that side of the hobby as well. I can tell you as a magician that those in our art who are hobbyists, and there's very few arts that allow you to be a hobbyist. Magic is one of them. That there is that as well. There is that as well in magic. It's you know, but it's not something that I think you want to gloss over and pretend doesn't exist. Certainly not, because it's part of the human experience. It is part of the human experience, and you know, but where we create community is where hopefully we mitigate loneliness. That's at least has been the aim of this, to create, that we collectively have created an environment where somebody, maybe it's something Ken Castro said. He said, you guys that do this stuff, he said, for many people this is the highlight of their day. They look forward to this, they need this. And so making that connection, that's why I'm so excited about the documentary that you're doing. It's going to be a great thing. So when you are nominated for an Oscar for best documentary, yeah, just remember us, please. Say, yeah, there were these weird dudes like our Red Sox fan and RJO Network and all the rest. As we see you walking down the red carpet, I know that guy. It sounds like I'm making fun. I'm not. I think this is going to be something really, really special. Think about the people in our hobby. John Miller. John Miller has said that, like, after baseball games, right? He's calling a Major League Baseball game. We get back to his hotel room and he'd roll up cards and dice baseball. That's cool stuff. The Bush family, right? They're like serious. Like, I think their game is APA, and I think John Miller is Strat. I'm not sure, but I know that former President Bush and his dad, they played like all kinds of serious APA players and stuff. So it's everywhere, from people picking up grubby cards where they can to presidents of the United States and everybody in between. Here you are, Mark. You're an actor. I'm a magician, right? And here we are in this crazy hobby and doing this thing, and that these games become very real. I think we create, and exactly, by supporting and caring. And that's why I love hearing what people are doing with their projects. I want to know, because that's important to them, and we all want to be valued. We all want to be valued, and it is important. And the narratives that are created, the narrative is so huge. That no hitter that you had in your game of Strat, or your game of Out of the Park, or whatever it is, or the guy that hit for the cycle or hit a grand slam. That's every bit as real, and there's nothing wrong with that. That narrative is every bit as real as that pirate game that you watched or that Dodger game that you went to or what have you. So that this documentary is going to be special, and I'm just really excited to imagine the possibilities of the people that you're going to be reaching with this, outside, even outside this community. Um, One of the best documentaries I watched this year was on bingo. Believe it or not, bingo, high stakes bingo, and it was shot at this bingo hall. I think it was in Canada or near Canada, so maybe Minnesota, something like that. But something tells me it was Canada. But I was glued to this thing, and so Mark, it was about that humanity and about that. So it wasn't just about a bunch of people saying, oh, B-15, blah blah blah. It was excellent, and I can't remember the name of the documentary, but it's good stuff. All right, family, I've got to take off. FedEx calls tomorrow, unfortunately. So until we meet again, everybody take care of yourselves. Roll up some baseball, watch some baseball, play some baseball, live it, breathe it, love it. And Mark gets the last word. He says, and one of the things I want to express in the documentary is the fact that I'm a comedian, actor, whatever the hell I do, or you being a magician doesn't matter, and what level of success they found. That is super, super important. You know, um, I've never seen the faces of really anybody in here, and nobody's really seen my face. I am this long-haired dude and whatever, but I don't know your bank accounts. I don't care to know your bank accounts. I don't care what car you drive or if you don't. Um, but what we share here is amazing, and what we find there. And besides that, to quote Aerosmith, which I have always loved this line: "If you can tell a wise man by the color of his skin, then Mister, you're a better man than I." Yeah, it's about the games. It's about the games and about the fellowship too, and how we create that. And even in the loneliness and the anger, there's still a connection. All right, everybody, take care, and see you around the batting cage. All right. Good night, guys.